Hello and welcome back to the version 3.9 beta. Last time we were testing the new S-Durandal and Twilight Paladin. Well, today I'm going to be testing the performances of the new S-Durandal and the performance of Stygian Nymph. And it will be really interesting to see how these two characters compare, specifically because Stygian Nymph is one of the most powerful meta characters currently available in the game, and it will be really interesting to see how both of them will compare to one another. Well, let me just pick the proper gear for the character, and as you can see, their CP level is approximately the same, with their appropriate stigma and with their appropriate gear and weapon, and the stats are also pretty similar. They're not different that much. They're really similar, and both of them are on the SSS rank. As you can see, both of them have the same CP, 3.3.8k, and all of them are maxed out. Well, I'm pretty curious to see how both of them will compare, and well, as usual, we are going to start with Memorial Arena, and well, to make this fair, I tried to make the enemy have a neutral stand towards both these characters, since she is a quantum and S-Durandal is a mecha. So it is appropriate to find a neutral enemy so that both of them can be equally effective against it. Well, that's why I did choose the Homo Emperor, and well, so far we are going to see how they will compare. Now, personally, I like personally how Stygian Nymph plays. Is a pretty interesting, smooth character, and with an interesting move pattern, and overall really interesting ultimate mechanic. One of the most unique ultimates in the game. And back when she was released, and of course right now in the live version, she is one of the most powerful characters that we can have and that we can use. And S-Durandal, on the other hand, people didn't like her that much, mostly because of her lower damage output, which I think is really interesting, because here in the tests she actually was doing a really good damage against most of the enemies. Now of course that is on the SSS rank, so she is maxed out. Of course all characters here are going to be maxed out, and really interesting that we can see her being almost equally as good as other meta characters, but unfortunately she has to be SSS rank. Well, 28,000 points on Stygian Nymph, pretty decent. I could have played better, but well, alright, didn't play the character in a while, so I take that score. Well, now on to the Durandal, and let's see how she will perform against the Homo Emperor. Well, like I said before, S-Durandal pretty much needs SSS or SSS rank to be really good, and we are about to see her damage. Now, I've seen some feedback around that I'm not using the charged attack. Well, let me explain something. For some reason, the charged attack in my case didn't work. Before I do these videos, I usually go and pretty much train with the character to get her moves known and pretty much to memorize all the different attack patterns. And for some reason the charged attack just didn't work, even after doing the combos perfectly and pretty much doing the charged attack on the right moment. Sometimes it just didn't work, and sometimes it just does not work for some weird reason. And this is one of the reasons why I am not using the charged attack that much, and that is mostly because it is not working properly at the moment. And I think it was fixed. I'm not quite sure, but still, it is kind of hard to again try to use it after I pretty much didn't use it because of the bug. But well, anyway. She did a really big amount of damage during her ultimate. This character truly shines when she is using her ultimate. Her damage comes from her ultimate mostly, which I find really interesting. And potentially this character can be really dangerous and really good but you really have to nail the ultimate perfectly, and you have to have your SP ready at almost all times. Well, in this video I was doing the charged attack later on, I think. This is also recorded, I think, before the fix, I am not quite sure. But yeah, I was using the charged attack, and well, somehow I feel like the charged attack takes away from the damage. It is just what I came to the conclusion after playing the character. And I don't know, it might be just me, who knows. But overall, interestingly enough, this time it did take a little bit longer for me to clear this, while Stygian Nymph did clear this a lot faster. So 25,000 compared to 28,000. 3,000 difference between these two characters on their maximum levels and pretty much maximum gear. Well, time to re-challenge it, and let's see if the scores will be similar this time for a validification. And overall, I personally don't have Stygian Nymph on my main account because I didn't pull for the character when she was released, since I was saving up, and I'm still saving up for the future characters, for the future Herrschers. And overall, let's see how I will play this one out. So during these tests that I did previously, I kind of got to like as Durandal, mostly because of her gameplay style. And if not for boss battles, you can pretty much use her for mob clearing, since she is really good at mob clearing. And her ultimate, like I said, is really powerful. You can use that for really efficient mob clearing. And I'm still kinda thinking if I should pull. I know I said before that I am not going for the character, but I don't know, maybe. It pretty much depends on my final conclusions on the character. But overall, I am pretty satisfied with Durandal's performance, because so far she hasn't been letting me down. And she's also pretty similar to other characters. Now it depends. I personally like balanced stuff. I don't like power creep. I don't like overpowered stuff. That's stuff like that just isn't my thing. And hopefully in the future they will balance things out, but well, I don't know. That might be just wishful thinking. It depends. It doesn't depend from me, honestly. It depends from the developers and what they make and what they do. Well, almost 28,000 points again, so I played a bit worse here. I don't know what happened, but I did play a bit more worse. But still, 27,000, and that is still higher than what I did get with Durandal. And well, for the final match between these two for the Memorial Arena, let's see how they will perform, and well, let's see how Durandal will perform. Let's see if I'll get a better score with Durandal. Okay, well, let's see what happens. So, one thing that I also found out, you can't impale the Homo Emperor. You can't use her weapon skill on this enemy, which I find really, I don't know, weird. You can do it with Penares, you can do it with Jizumitama, you can do that with pretty much all enemies. I don't know why you can't do it with Homo Emperor. I'm not a fan that we can't do that, but well, it's up to the developers, honestly, not up to me. But overall, she still does a really good job on the damage output on this boss. Okay, sorry for the weird cut. I'm back now. Well, so far so good. I am definitely doing a good job at taking out this Homo Emperor with Durandal. Overall, I'm pretty, like I said before many times, I'm pretty satisfied with her performance. Overall, I like. Now you can see that Durandal is doing so much damage with her ultimate that pretty much if you use her, well, this is now a really interesting topic. Can this character actually be as powerful as the other characters? Well, in certain situations, yeah, she can definitely be really potent like the other characters. But to get her to that level, you will have to pretty much work a lot on her. So pretty much in the end, in Memorial Arena, at least in this case right now, Stygian Nymph is definitely better than S Durandal. Of course, that it depends what you aim for. In my case, I pretty much don't mind the little difference, since they're pretty close, but still really far apart. 26,000 points, almost 27,000 points, so pretty much close, yeah. But in this case, Stygian Nymph is definitely the better one, and the one that is performing better than S Durandal. Well, on to the next part, their Abyss performance, and in this case, Diraxi. Now, I did this before, and I was really impressed by the mob clearing power of S Durandal. She can definitely clear mobs really quickly and really efficiently. And well, the same can be said about Stygian Nymph. Now, of course, it depends from the bosses, and it depends from floor to floor. But for example, in the Quantum Singularis, Stygian Nymph will definitely be the best one to use, and of course, in that case, she will be one of the best choices that we have, since she is a S quantum type, and as an S quantum type, she will be the best to be used in Quantum Singularis. And well, really interesting that she also can do a lot of damage to other damage types, for example in this case mechas, and as you can see, she pretty much wiped the floor with them really quickly. Really interesting, truly interesting how fast she did clear these enemies. And well, I will clear 2 mobs with Stygian Nymph, and then I'll jump in with Durandal, and then I'll clear a couple mobs with her. And well, then we can see how they're performing and pretty much how they're comparing with the mob clearing power. And well, so far so good. Stygian Nymph is definitely taking these enemies apart really quickly. And well, I'm not surprised by that, since she is a triple S rank, fully geared out, maxed out triple S rank. And now let's see how Durandal will do the same. Now, this is Diraxi, and well, Diraxi isn't the most optimized game mode out there. That's why you will see sometimes the lag and the occasional weird stuff. Well, so far S Durandal is doing a good job on this boss. Now there we go. Finally the charge attack worked, and maybe I said it too early. I don't know. I have still to use the ultimate, and like I said before, if I would use S Durandal, I would use her as a mob clearing like a mob clearing Valkyrie, since so far she is doing a really good job at clearing those mobs really efficiently. And I am really impressed by that, since she can do so much damage, so much alpha damage with one hit, that it is truly a really good Valkyrie for that. And you can definitely see a major difference between the damage output between these two Valkyries. This Valkyrie can do 50,000, or like I said, she can do over 150,000 damage in her combo, in ultimate of course, and that's something that we haven't seen so far. Of course, that is until you pop up the Herrscher Void's ultimate. Back in the day, she was doing approximately the same damage, and well, ultimate is popped, and there we go. That's some really nice damage done on that enemy, and there we go. She was those enemies were absolutely destroyed by Durandal. I love the fact that she can take them out so quickly, and her overall alpha damage output is truly interesting. And well, there is the dilemma again, whether people should pull for the character or not. Well, I'll give you my honest opinion and my honest advice, like my completest and honest advice. Don't pull for any character besides a Herrscher, and if you wanna know why, well, Herrschers so far have been proven to be Herrschers have been proven to be one of the most longer-lasting Valkyries in the game, and they have been proven to be one of the most powerful Valkyries on a longer duration. So what does that exactly mean? Well, Herrschers don't get outdated and don't get nerfed after 1 month compared to the other Valkyries. Other Valkyries don't last that long, and that is no secret. Like, you can pretty much verify that yourself. Try to use God Kiana right now and compare God Kiana with Herrscher of the Reason in terms of DPS. It is a major difference between these two, and God Kiana was really good for almost a full version from 2.4 up until 3.2, 3.3. Herrscher of the Void was one of the most powerful Valkyries, and she got dethroned and pretty much nerfed upon Herrscher of the Reason's release. And again, at the moment, Herrscher of the Reason is one of the most powerful Valkyries as well, and she will be up until the next Valkyrie's release. Next Herrscher's release, of course. And we might see that next Herrscher might arrive in version 4.1, 4.2, and when that happens, when that version update drops, then Herrscher of the Reason will be also dethroned, and then we will have a new top tier Valkyrie, another Herrscher, another S rank that will be really overpowered. But until then, you can use Herrscher of the Reason, and well, my honest advice and honest opinion on overall on this: should you pull for any other Valkyrie? Well, if you want, I will not prevent you from pulling any Valkyrie you like. You know what you want best. So if you want to pull for this Valkyrie, you can definitely. She is not bad in any case. She is really good. If you want to pull for Stygian Nymph, you can. She's also really good, and both of these Valkyries will actually help you a lot in game. But if you're looking for top tier damage, and if you're looking to stay relevant while being free to play for a longer period of time, then you should save up your crystals for a Herrscher. And in this case, next Herrscher, we all think it is Lightning May, Herrscher of Lightning, or in this case, Awakened May. We will see if that's the case. It is highly possible. We had a leak a couple months ago, or a couple weeks ago. We did see a leak. So my honest advice would be save for Herrschers, only for Herrschers. And as soon as you get a Herrscher that's top tier and the latest and greatest, then you automatically save up for the next Herrscher. Since by the time the next Herrscher gets released, you will have more than enough crystals to pretty much pull that Herrscher, and automatically you will have enough crystals to save up for the one that will come after. So that's my honest opinion on which Valkyrie people should pull. But of course, in the end, it's all up to you. If you want to pull for a Valkyrie, then go for it. If you truly want that Valkyrie, well, then go for it. I will not, I don't have anything against that. It's your crystals, you can do whatever you want with them. So that's just what I think, and that's my honest advice for what to pull. And that has been of course, things may change, but I don't think that they will, but they also can change. And who knows, maybe the developers in the future will actually optimize their game and pretty much balance their game better than they have right now. Well, that all depends to be seen. Like I said, I'm optimistic and open-minded for a lot of stuff, and of course we will see what will happen in the near future of the game. But overall, the performances of these two Valkyries are pretty similar. Stygian Nymph definitely is slightly better in terms of DPS and in terms of overall usability, while Duanel does bring excellent mob clearing ability, and she does bring excellent mob clearing abilities and really interesting new gameplay styles, and of course new weapons that people can look forward to. And is she a good Valkyrie? Yeah, definitely. She is definitely a really good Valkyrie. I personally enjoyed it, and if you don't have a Stygian Nymph, or if you don't have any other similar DPS, well then Durandal might be a good choice for you. But if you have a physical DPS, if you have Stygian Nymph, if you have Herrscher of the Reason, then you should be good. And you don't have to, but if you want to pull for the character, you can, of course. There is nothing wrong with that. Well, and for the finale, the boss battle, well, dual boss battle, and this is where she truly shines, if you ask me. Look at the damage that she can do. Like, she can do so much damage upon her evasion in the ultimate form. Look at the damage. That was really smooth and really fast. That was indeed truly fast. Well, time to wrap things up. This was the battle between these two Valkyries. In this case, since Stygian Nymph kinda won, but both of these characters are actually pretty close, pretty similar in terms of DPS, and well, both of them are really great characters that I personally really like. Well, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. It was my pleasure to play this for you and test things out, and well, with that being said, I'll see you next time. Take care.